How many pages did you finish reading? How many sums did you solve? What was your score in your last test? How many diagrams did you finish practicing? Huff. Students are often bombarded with the questions like this. Can these questions be changed into some engaging ones? Like, what have you observed while going to and coming back from the school? Can you see the inverted images from a glass of water? How does the color of the solution change without actually touching it? Don't these questions give us a direction to explore something new? Our mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Hi, I am Arsha Saraf. I opened my own science laboratory at the age of 10. I have conducted more than 150 seminars and webinars to popularize practical science at the age of 12, and I have donated 10 science laboratories all over India at the age of 13. I have also penned 2 books on science experiments. Today, I am here to enthrall you all towards the benefits of practical learning over rote learning. Once I came to know about the monitorial learning which was being practiced in Gurukuls during Vedic period. Our heritage is so great that India was a very beautiful tree of education system where students could only learn just by performing. Our original education system didn't prepare any base of read and omit. The subjects which were taught in Gurukul had science as its base. This is why it made possible for Arjuna to hit a spinning fish on the ceiling just by looking at the water below it. Didn't Arjuna possess the knowledge of angle of reverse of elevation? Yes, the reverse act of Arjuna was a combination of physics, chemistry and mental ability. It had been proven since ancient times that science is one of the most important channels of knowledge. Science teaches us how to think analytically, how to solve problems that lead to the creation of technologies to unlock the mysteries of universe. But unfortunately, Indian education system took a reverse turn as our traditional education in our traditional languages was denied by British government, and it was changed into a system which could only produce students with textual knowledge. Colonies of rote learners and individual was brought up only to follow, not to question. Such education system was fostered since long time. Like some educationalists, I also believe that the scientific way of learning which is adopted by merely sitting in classroom is not a true learning. For nurturing scientific temperament in early childhood, hands-on experiments are important. What do you think? What is the most important thing to develop scientific temperament? Do we need big science labs? Not at all. The most important thing to be developed is observation for what is happening around us, and the whole world becomes a laboratory to a curious mind. According to me, the best laboratory and the observatory can be kitchen, garden, field or hospital, wherever we experience for learning. Learning can happen anywhere. Learning is a treasure which follows its owner everywhere. While learning basic concepts in science, the observation and the experience in the natural laboratory create a strong bond between the learner and the material used for gaining experiences. Here, the material used can be the things which one likes to play with or which helps them to create ideas or to understand fundamental concepts. With the inspiration from the book supporting experimental learning, I developed my own science laboratory at the age of 10 and created more than 200 experiments just by observing the things around. I have keen interest in learning through science experiments. It gives me immense pleasure when simple chemicals available around change their color due to some or other chemical reactions. My interest took me to the stage where I determined to share what I know to bring reform in present rote learning system of education. I remember when I was in my early childhood, I used to perform small experiments using scientific toys like Newton disk, magnetic car, etc. with the material easily available around with my brother. I observed that self-learning is only possible with scientific experiments and some more difficult concepts can be learned easily with the same. Now, in my own science laboratory, I usually append hours where I understand that every single experiment can be the collision of different science concepts at a time. I also feel that realistic understanding can be enhanced using practical knowledge and experiences. I strongly support the fact that the experimental learning enables thought process to get matured slowly and gradually, which is the base of deepening learning. The seed of practical learning should be sown right from the beginning. When I came to know about the natural indicator turmeric, which indicates acids and bases by changing its color, I tested various materials in kitchen. With this curious and creative attitude, I finally penned a book, Experiments on Acids and Bases. I learned that if you understand the practical imbibe approach, it will definitely change your learning style, which results into high capacity learning and high retention. Many times we face failures and cannot achieve the desired results, though it becomes a very great experience. Failure is even experienced as a milestone by me because it provides me an unforgettable experience which helps me to practice in the right manner every next time. The motto of practical learning is to shape one into better individual as compared to the previous one. About creating an experiment, the most important steps are: first, make an observation. Second, ask a question. Third, propose hypothesis. Fourth, make a prediction. Fifth, test the prediction and iteration. But actually, this is not a linear process. Basically, it's a cycle. Many times, the results of one experiment give rise to many other theories. Like in 1928 at St. Mary Hospital in London, Fleming was busy investigating about the bacterium. But on one occasion, Fleming forgot to put one of his petri dish in the incubator. He observed many changes, and finally, world got its first antibiotic, penicillin, and it is estimated that this theory has saved up to 200 million lives till the date. Many times, small changes result into big change. On summarizing my talk, the conclusion is experiential learning enables the learners to benefit directly from the experiences and to focus reflection in order to develop skills, increase knowledge, clarify values, and to develop a capacity to contribute in their communities. Thanks for listening me.